Okay, welcome to another edition of Lion News. Lion News can be found at lionnews00.blogspot.com. Today is Monday, January 31st, 2011. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how the government has to maintain citizens' confidence in order for them to support and serve the government. All right. What you have here is a video from 1968. It's a psyops film, psychological warfare film, in which this imaginary place called Hostland is having insurgents trying to overrun the country. All right, presumably it's the communists or something like that. All right, but the video here will tell you that in order to maintain the citizens' confidence, they have to put it into the citizens' mind that their number one concern is the citizens' safety and welfare, safety and security. All right? So, this is the film. Here, let's watch it.
Possible. It must be made very obvious to the civilian that his welfare and safety are of great concern to his government. That they are, in fact, the major interest of his government. The complaints of civilians against soldiers are given full attention. Rules of conduct involving actions of soldiers toward civilians are rigidly enforced. The moment the citizen is convinced that his government is there to serve and protect him, he will begin to support and serve his government.
Okay. So, what happens when the government fails to put that into people's mind? That they are protecting and serving the public. Well, then obviously the people stop wanting to serve the government, serve and obey the government. All right. See, why would I wear a shirt that says police brutality victim? It's the thugs from Pope County. It was the thugs from Pope County, wasn't it? Well, the thing is, I need to educate the people that the government is not concerned about the safety and security of the citizens, because I have been victimized by the police, okay? And why would I also wear a t-shirt that says malicious prosecution victim? It was the crooks from Pope County, wasn't it? Well, because I have been a repeated victim of malicious prosecution in Pope County. Not only in Pope County, but in Calumet County, all right? So, that's the thing. When you start to show the public that the government is not concerned about your safety and welfare, that's when they start losing support for the government. Okay? And also, what'll happen is if you start showing the reality of the situation, that these cops aren't honest as the day is long. They aren't the smartest. They aren't the best and the brightest. See, in America, we only hire the best and the brightest, right? Okay? That's what they keep on telling you. That's why they need such high pay, for all these elected officials and stuff like that, because they're the best and the brightest. Well, if they're the best and the brightest, then how come the average IQ of a cop is 104, which is 2 points above average intelligence? See, now there starts to be doubt put into people's mind that maybe there's some sort of fraud going on here. All right? Because here's this guy. He's had an IQ of 125, and he's rejected by the police because he was considered too intelligent for the police. Okay? Remember, we're supposed to want to only hire the best and the brightest? Where's the best and the brightest here? Didn't apply here then, obviously. Okay? So that starts to undermine confidence in the government itself. All right? And the second thing, or another thing, is when people start to learn that the police are professional liars. I mean, anyone who's dealt with the cops, knows that they will do nothing but lie to you. Okay? And they just figure, well, it's just that cop there. No. See, they're trained liars. They're professional liars. All right? Because they're trained in something called the Reid technique of interrogation. Okay? And what the Reid technique of interrogation is it falsely accuses individuals to see what sort of reaction they have. All right? And some cops just, know that you're guilty, so they just charge you because they know you're guilty. All right? They can't prove you're guilty, but they just know you're guilty. So then what they'll do is they'll fabricate evidence against you. Okay? Remember we read before that on my channel page that cops will put out a one-sided police report. Okay? Well, it's either one-sided or it's completely fabricated. All right? So what do? They'll take this fabrication. Now that they've got it in, a sworn statement there, they're just going to go right up on the witness stand and lie. Commit perjury. Okay? Felony. See? So, people say, well, cops don't lie. I mean, you need to trust the cops. No, you do not need to trust the cops because they are professional liars. Okay? The detail is these attorneys that you hire will tell you some of these things, but they won't tell you the honest truth that you should never trust a cop. All right? Because you can't trust what he's going to say in a police report, which is a sworn statement. You can't trust what he's going to say on the witness stand. All right? Because he's just going to carry his lies, which are now fabricated evidence and perjury, onto the witness stand, which will be even more perjury. All right? So that's why people need to refuse to talk to the cops. Remain silent. But refuse to remain silent about the liar's techniques. All right? And refuse to give automatic credit to these trained liars. That's the insanity is, oh, he's a cop, so I need to give him respect. No, you don't. He's a professional liar. Why in the hell would you give him respect? He has an average IQ of 104. He's not the best and the brightest. Why'd you automatically give him respect? See? You need to have someone who knows how to deal with these crooked people. Here's Christ dealing with the chief priests who are falsely accusing him and the crooked judge Pilate. Okay? When they started falsely accusing him, he never answered Pilate a word. Okay? He knew to keep his mouth shut because they were just going to use whatever he said against him. So why would you encourage them? Why would you help them prosecute you? All right? And see, the thing is, people who are ignorant, naive, and who are completely out of touch with the reality will think that a badge will transfer honesty and integrity to this individual wearing the badge. I mean, you got to have shit for brains to believe something like that. But the problem is, there's a bunch of stupid people out there that are raised on a TV generation, that don't know up from down, but all they know is what they see on TV. Okay? Those are the last people you need to listen to, All right? So here's some of the things that you'll see with the Reid technique. Okay, cops use Reid technique to lie. Although it is perfectly legal to verbally lie about evidence connecting a suspect to a crime, it is a risky technique to employ. Before presenting such evidence, careful consideration should be given to the level of rapport established with the suspect, the probable existence of the evidence, and the investigator's ability to sell the existence of the evidence. A miscalculation of any of these principles can cause the technique to backfire and fortify a guilty suspect's resistance to telling the truth. Okay? The thing is, they claim that they only do this with the guilty people. But are they godlike? So they will do the same thing with the innocent people too. Here we go. Same thing. Cops make up false accusations. The innocent person may truly look offended and may attempt to stop the false accusations. See, they falsely accuse the innocent people too. See? But they claim that they only interrogate the guilty ones. All right? But they falsely accuse everyone. See? But the reality is, there's plenty of people that have been taken off of death row that were interrogated by the cops, even though they were innocent. See? So I mean, the evidence doesn't even back up their silly allegations that they're human lie detectors. All right? Cops fabricate evidence of guilt in instances which the investigator has had no prior contact with the suspect. The investigator, while still standing in front of the seated suspect and using the case folder as a prop, see, not real evidence, a prop, okay, should state clearly and briefly something along the lines, "You're Joe Burns, and I'm here to talk to you about the break-in at Jason's jewelry store last week." As the comment is being made, the investigator should finger through the case folder to create the impression that it contains material of an incriminating nature about the suspect. Okay? See, again, they just make up stuff. All right? And here we go. Every man is tempted when he is drawn away by his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust has conceived, it brings forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, it brings forth death. All right? So what's that talking about? It's these people who bear false witness against thy neighbor, which is one of the 10 commandments. All right? It says, do not do it. And why would you do that? Well, then it's so much easier to make up evidence and lie on your police report and lie on the witness stand to convict people who are innocent. See, that's the problem. All right? So here's another little other thing here. Danger, cops are professional liars. Before entering the interview room, the investigator should prepare and have on hand an evidence case folder or a simulation of one. Simulation of evidence, okay? At the onset of the interrogation, and also at appropriate times during the very steps that follow the initial confrontation, the investigator can make visual references to the evidence folder, okay? Phony evidence folder. The purpose for doing so is to lead the suspect to believe that it contains information and material of incriminating significance, even though, in fact, the file may contain nothing but blank pieces of paper. See, a complete fraud. But see, they get innocent people to confess to these things because they claim they have evidence. And then they insist that they're going to get them convicted on. Nothing, okay? But so that's why people confess, okay? In addition to an evidence file, depending on the nature of the case, the investigator may consider bringing other visual props, okay, such as video or audio tape, a fingerprint card, an evidence bag containing hair or other fibers, spent shell casings, vials of colored liquid, and so forth. No verbal references need to be made at all concerning these items of apparent physical evidence. The visual impact of seeing the implied evidence, not real evidence, implied, can have a very desirable effect on a guilty suspect. It can have the same effect on an innocent person too, all right? Because now they're going to think that this person's framing them, all right? The investigator should not, however, prepare false and incriminating documents which appear to have been generated through an official source, e.g., Criminal Lab, FBI. The reason for this is a concern that such falsified documents may find their way into the court system. Okay? Boy, that sounds like Pope County, doesn't it? Showing up to my house with a phony warrant and using brute force to enter my home instead of a warrant to enter my home. See? Burglarizing my home, and then when they all get done with their crimes, they go back and perjure themselves in the sworn statement, okay, in the order of detention, saying that they brought a valid warrant to my home to enter it, and that I refused to enter, when they did not bring a warrant at all. See? And then they get up on the witness stand and lie, perjure themselves again. See? So now you can understand why it is important that you get your message out that these people cannot be trusted. Do not trust the police, okay? Because they are not interested in justice. They are not interested in justice. They're out there and making sure they get arrests. The prosecutors are making sure they get convictions. They are not concerned about, justice at all. They are only concerned about using your body as a stepping stone to the next highest level of office. All right? Thank you for your time.